Some critics say Binjpipe isn't a real streaming service, it's just a framing device for a video game. These critics are entitled to their opinions and their privacy, so don't go looking for them. They're fine.
As a mom, I used to stay up nights worried about what my kids were watching on TV. But then I got Binjpipe. With hours and hours of quality movies, TV programs, and game shows, I haven't had time to worry about my kids at all. Whoa! A movie about a horse that's also a doctor? Looks like I'm missing another dance recital.
Binjpipe content is like glitter. You'll never be rid of it. Here's more.
What is Bitcoin? A modern system for an ever-changing world. An unprecedented level of sophistication. A road you follow, just to see where it goes. It's an indulgent gift you give yourself, and then return. It's a letter from an old friend. A knock on the door late at night. Who could survive all this rain? It's a song you hum to yourself while the bank teller fills the bag. It's a deer, sleek and innocent, and made of lightning. That letter from the old friend. This isn't their handwriting. It's hieroglyphics. The letter bursts into flame and you faint. You wake up in a rainy alley in London and hear a voice whisper, "The songbird is deadlier than the jackal in the right climate." You look behind you, but there's only an old woman embroidering. You run and barely make it on the last train out of the city. You arrive at a ship and sneak aboard. You sleep on coils of rope. The captain discovers you and says, "We're taking you to meet someone you wronged many years ago." But when the ship docks, you're left standing in front of your own door. This is Bitcoin. Also, the lightning deer is wearing sunglasses. Welcome back to Right or Wag, the only game show where the contestants...
Binjpipe is totally freaking pumped to present You Don't Know Jack. Binjpipe, you are complicit.
My name's Cookie Masterson, and due to a landslide vote, we're going to skip my song. Either there's two of you, or my double vision is back. Okay, runners, on your marks.
Time for question one.
To get things started, you're so Bane, you probably think this question's about you. If Bane from The Dark Knight Rises hooks his signature mask up to a CPAP machine, what would he say before turning it on?
Vape life, Batman. It's for my sleep apnea. Time for a little aromatherapy.
Or,
Stupid polio.
okay, let's take a look. Ow. A CPAP machine provides airflow for people who suffer from sleep apnea. I don't mind admitting I use one, and it allowed me to sleep soundly through most of The Dark Knight Rises.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Next up, Nougat Feuds. You know, the weird thing about the novel, The Three Musketeers, is there's a fourth musketeer wandering around that book, and it's time we started talking about it. If the musketeer left out of the umbrella term Three Musketeers angrily trademarked their own candy bar, what could they call it? Lumiere's Nutlog, the Porthos Peanut Chew, Maurice's Milky Way, or D'Artagnan's Date Bar? Hope you like what you picked. This might be discouraging. D'Artagnan is pretty much the star of the Three Musketeers, but he spends the whole book as Musketeer number 4. The Three Musketeers in the title stands for Porthos, Huey, and Martin Short.
Why don't we do it with three?
Coming up next, synchronized siblings. And let's do a mic check because it's time for Dis or Dat. I'm gonna read off 7 movies or TV shows with brother in the title, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a story where the brothers form a band or musical act, or the brothers do not form a band. Don't think too hard, I'm only giving you a few seconds to decide between a bro band movie or a no band movie. And you're both doing this together, so look alive. Okay, let's do it. The Naked Brothers Band. Band of Brothers. Blues Brothers. Oh brother, where art thou? Property Brothers. The Brothers Bloom. Step Brothers. It would be really sad if you bragged about this, but player 1, you failed the best.
Actions have been taken to ensure you have a better playing experience.
Looks like it's screw time.
Haha, that's correct, Binjpipe employee Cookie Masterson. Screwing during a question makes life a little tougher for your opponent in a variety of enjoyable ways. And you'll receive a monetary bonus if they answer incorrectly.
Great, thanks.
Now that's what I call consumer engagement.
Feast your eyes upon this. The Pineapple Expression, which translated film title is using the Hawaiian word mahalo correctly. Mahalo for smoking, mahalo my name is Doris, mahalo country for old men, or the long mahalo. Well, what do you know? You got the pointy end of the screw, player 2. Hey, has this question lost some weight? Let's see how that shook out. Mahalo means thank you, as in the 2005 film Thank You for Smoking. Here's one for you. 50 Shades of Plays. If Christian Grey told Anastasia he needs audience members on 3 sides of his playroom, in theater terms, they'd be performing unspeakable acts on a spread stage, thrust stage, grind stage, or missionary stage. Let's see who got it. It was this one all along. A performance space that penetrates the auditorium, allowing audience members to sit on 3 sides, is called a thrust stage. And in live productions of 50 Shades of Grey, the first row would be called the splash zone. Round 1 is history. A voice. Show me the data, will ya?
Currently, player 2 is in the lead. Player 1, on the other hand, I want to help you. Please let me in. Looks like someone needs a little more help.
And don't forget, round 2 screws have crazier effects. Plus, they earn you a bigger bonus for each player that gets the question wrong. So don't forget to use that thing. Player 2, I'd answer fast if I were you, unless you're looking to get screwed. Oh, and by the way, all the cash in round 2 is doubled, in case you care about things like that.
I feel good about this.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Oh, here's a good one. From here to maternity. What might you have heard in the delivery room as Zeus gave birth to the goddess Athena? Breathe deep, then push out of your chest. Relax, then one big push out of your belly button. You got this. Just push out of your forehead. Or, whoa, is this going to happen out of your nose? What'd you guys pick? If you ever replay this question, don't pick that one. Athena was birthed from Zeus's forehead as a fully grown adult. And if the birth happened from way up in the forehead, I can only imagine the size of that episiotomy.
La vie est un canard. 7.
Introducing my inner truth. So I've had a moment to reflect, and there's something I have to confess, and I think I should do it before we go on any further. I didn't really get that episiotomy joke at the end of the last question. What's an episiotomy? An incision of the trachea, an incision of the sacrum, an incision of the perineum, or an incision of the lymph nodes? I'm pretty sure it's one of those things. Look sharp. You got hit by a screw player too. Read carefully. And how'd we do? I'm pretty sure no. Oh, okay. An episiotomy is a surgical incision of the perineum. Got it. Got it. All cleared up. Totally understand now. Thanks.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of age.
And now, I've seen a lot of things. So imagine professional wrestler John Cena had the ability to see into the future, but only while eating cookies. Hold on. Sorry, I can't believe I have to do this again. What's a perineum? I refuse to sully this game with an answer. I refuse to taint this game with an answer. I refuse to tarnish this game with an answer. Or I refuse to blemish this game with an answer. Okay, who chose what? Oh, okay, yeah, taint, got it. Poor Zeus. Try this on for size. I'm the guy who draws the chalk lines for animal murders. And chest strut fits lime floor.
It's time for a...
Remember to type quick. That cache will be counting down until you lock in an answer. Okay, focus up. Chalk out this gibberish phrase and tell me what brand slogan it rhymes with. Traced a slain doe. And don't worry about that punctuation. Colors are detected. On your tongue. Okay, pencils down. Player 1. Looks good to me. Well, at least one of you didn't fall asleep. Oh, and player 2, I saw what you typed. Totally predictable. It's too bad if you had typed in 2 different words, you would have seen, well, let's just call it the Infinity War of Easter eggs. Oh well, maybe next time. For now, you'll just have to settle for the one on your device. Okay, on with the game. I call this one Squid Goals. What would you call a portable media player for squids? An eye arthropod, an eye cephalopod, an eye poropod, or an eye diplopod? So who got it? Squids are members of the cephalopoda class of the phylum Mollusca, making them, well, cephalopods. Now I just have to figure out where their ears are. It's time for the attack. When you see an answer that matches the category, tap it on your device. The faster you pick a right answer, the more cash you make. And more than one answer can be right. But each time you're wrong, I'm taking some cash away. And don't forget, it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Tree stuff. It's just a bunch of tree-related stuff. I don't know. Get off my back. Player one takes it! Excellent job, Player One. You completely dominated this game. Next time, let's come up with a safe word, or even better, a safe phrase. Something like,
You don't know Jack!
Hello, listeners. If you love podcasts, you'll love our new show. We collect clips of everybody's favorite part of podcasting, apologizing for the quality of the podcast. Please enjoy every excuse, justification, and admission of laziness.
Welcome to the Great Ping Pong Debate. I want to apologize for the echo. We're not in our usual studio.
This is Real Bears or Niels Bohr, and you'll have to forgive me as I'm fighting a cold this week.
I'm not gonna lie to you, listeners. This is my least favorite Australian serial killer, but we said we'd create dating profiles for them all, so...
As you can tell, my neighbor's dog is very excited to list all the episodes of Pushing Daisies from most to least charming, and...
Join us, won't you? It'll be a good time, and we promise the clips won't sound so poorly spliced together once we get used to the software.
Coming soon, The Minister, a period drama about the turn-of-the-century British Prime Minister David Lloyd George.
That's it. I must create the Parliament Act to circumvent the House of Lords' objection to my social insurance budget plans.
Don't worry, like all period dramas, we've added a lot of sex.
When you say circumvent, do you mean go in from behind?
Why, Margaret Dreyer Robbins, if you were the president of the Women's Trade Union League, I'd say you were flirting with me.
You know what they say. What happens at the Paris Peace Conference will create complicated precedent which will inadvertently lead to World War II.
Oh, God. Use me like protective legislation.
23/7.
Nate Shapiro here, and up next on Truth Talk 23/7, what are my neighbors up to? It sure seems like they're up to something. Well, I've got their mail and their garbage, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Truth Talk 23/7.
Truth Talk.